Hi, loves. Thank you for joining me on a new installment of AW's 20 Questions. You all know that I love to inspire, educate, and help our community by sharing stories and lessons. But I also like to have fun. I started the AW platform around 2018. Since then, I have written for Thrive Global, Be Latina News, and a few other platforms. If you visited my site, Awakened Woman, you know how much I enjoy writing about love, dating, relationship, commitments, and women. In this episode of 20 Questions with AW, I want to talk about love and commitment. And to help me explore some of these questions, my questions and any questions that may be roaming in your head, which are probably similar to mine. I've invited two of my newest friends, Laura and Evelyn, to join me for a ladies' night with Shamps, a Shamps edition of 20 Questions with AW. Hello, beautiful. How are you?
Hello.
Hi.
We're great. How are you?
I'm so happy to have you here because I know how much fun you guys love to have.
We're happy to be
Yes,
here.
thank you for
And
having us.
Yes.
well, thanks for being here. And in advance, thank you for answering my questions because I have good questions.
I can't
So are
wait.
you
I'm
Yes.
ready?
gonna apologize to my parents right now.
Oh my god. Okay, this is an adult zone, FYI. And this will be on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube in case your parents want to catch it
That's
later.
why I'm saying I'm sorry right now.
So now I know that Evelyn's engaged.
Yes.
Congratulations. And
Thank you.
Laura, you are single?
Yes, I've been single for 6 months now. So yeah,
Okay.
it's been
Oh my
great.
gosh. So you're fresh on the market.
Oh, I love
Yes.
it. I love it.
I love that. I love that you said that. I love that you said that. So I'm going to start by putting Evelyn on the hot seat. So you're getting
Oh
married. When
boy.
are you getting married?
In March
In
30th.
March. Ooh, spring pride. Oh my gosh. By the way, that's around the corner.
I know.
So, not everyone wants to get married. I've been married and divorced twice. um, what are you most looking forward to about marriage? Is this your first
Um,
marriage? If I may
no,
ask.
actually, yeah. I
Ah.
have been married and divorced before, and ironically, I said I was never going to get married again.
Oh.
And with my partner, when we met, that was actually one of the first things that we both established is that we're not looking to get married.
Okay.
So it's kind of funny how it happened and that he proposed, but I think the one thing that I'm looking forward to is actually having a partner this time around.
Yeah. Like when I think about a possible third time in the future, because you never know.
Mhm.
What is it they say? Three times the charm.
Third time's a
I think
charm.
so. I think one of the things that I most enjoyed about being married was having that partner. That sort for me, it's like a ride or die. It's like my partner in crime. Waking up, having the coffee, and just bullshitting. Like Netflix and chill is great, but I could do that
Yeah.
alone too. I think partnership, especially as we get older, it just becomes more important. Of course, it has to be with the right person, right?
Yes, 100%.
Now, did you always see marriage in your life? Was it like you got married, so you did have that sort of fantasy of getting married, right?
Yeah, ever since
Kind of.
I was young, I could remember that I wanted that whole white picket fence,
So did
kids,
I, girl.
husband, all of that.
How about you, Laura? You're very
I'm
quiet.
listen, you said you're putting her on spot. I'm just listening. I'm saving myself for later.
You don't need to save yourself for us. Let's
No, I've
share.
been the same way. I've been the same way. My parents got married when I was 15, and they were, yeah, they had two kids. They never really believed in getting married. My mom was divorced, and I wanted what they didn't get from the very beginning. And listen, I'm young. I still believe in it. It doesn't matter if I get married tomorrow or when I'm 70.
I love
Um,
it. Yes.
Yes.
yeah, but that's, whatever's gonna happen
Well,
is gonna happen.
no,
But I
I
love
love
love.
that I love that you said that because I think we as women, we feel all this pressure to get married at a certain by a certain age, to have a baby by a certain age, to have, to have it all by like a certain age. And the truth is, you could do any of that when you're 40, when you're 50, when you're 60, 70. It doesn't matter. And I think that's like unfair pressure for us because men don't get pressured like that.
No, but I also think that I think we live in the time now that it doesn't matter if you are married, if you aren't married, if you want children, if you don't want children. We should support each other, and it doesn't matter, if I say I want to have a baby within 9 months, I want to get pregnant now, or if I never want to have children, and it's something that we can
Absolutely.
change our minds about as well, depending on the day and depending on a year.
Absolutely. I totally agree. So, one of the things that, like I said, like the whole just we're supposed to follow this blueprint, right? And sometimes, or not sometimes, most of the time, things don't happen the way we plan. So, Evelyn, actually, I have this question is for both of you. How long is too long to wait for that commitment if you want to get married? Not everyone wants to get married. How long do you
I'll let
wait?
you answer first because this is funny. Yes,
Ooh,
I'll let Laura
okay.
answer first.
I mean, for me personally, 2 years personally.
Really?
Um, yeah, I do think so. Because if you have that agreement from the very beginning or that conversation about let's get married eventually, you should know by 2 years that you want to be with me or there is that commitment. If we're talking about let's get married or when we're going to get married and we have that conversation about when, I'm not waiting 5 years for you to decide. If you want to get married, just get on your one knee right now. I don't care if you propose with a ring pop or not, or if there is a ring at all. But
So
I
so
don't
wait, so
believe in waiting 10 years.
As I told you, I'll let her
I
answer
okay,
first.
I know some girls that have been waiting for 10 years. I
Well,
do. I
run.
do. Run?
Well,
I'm sorry. No, listen,
No.
I mean, all
No,
jokes
speak your
aside.
mind. Don't apologize.
No,
yeah.
no, I'm
Don't
saying
apologize.
I'm very sarcastic and I joke a lot, but I don't think we first of all we shouldn't be waiting. Let's put it that way, okay? There is no oh I'm waiting for a ring. No, you either know or you don't know. It's either white or it's black. There's no middle. So if you think that I'm the one, if you believe in the one, and if you want
It
to get
doesn't take
married,
10 years to
just
figure that out,
do it.
right?
It doesn't get what is the difference? What is the
See,
difference?
So,
I agree with Laura in to a certain extent, right? Because I personally never waited for a ring, so to say, right? So, like even in my prior marriage, I never really waited for a ring. I just kind of assumed that we were just gonna be together. And so even now, the same thing with my relationship. I said I wasn't going to get married, but I told him I was like, you know what? I want the ring. I never got the ring in my prior marriage. I want the ring. I'm like, I don't care if we get married. And he would always ask me like, when do you want it? I'm like, I don't care, like whenever you. And he would joke around. It's funny. He would joke around. He would say, 10 years. You got to meet the 10-year minimum. I was like, damn, like 10 years? I was like, well, whatever. I was like, I don't care. So that's, I'm like, I agree with Laura that we shouldn't have to wait,
wait, yeah.
but I don't have a specific timeline on it.
So what do you so in that line of questioning, for lack of a better phrase, what do you think about ultimatums?
I don't agree
You don't
with
believe in them?
them. I
No,
don't.
you either?
I feel like it makes it worse.
Yeah, I think so too. I
Yeah.
mean, it depends
Really?
what it is. I would say it depends what it is, but it's more of I don't know. If you say, I'm giving you 3 months, then there's a high percentage that this person is gonna go
Oh, yeah.
because men, especially men, strong men, don't respond to ultimatum well. And I mean, every relationship is different and every relationship is unique, if you want to say that. But you know, I think they get scared as it is, and if you give them an ultimatum, it's even worse.
So what do you do as a woman? Walk away?
Yes. I was going to say,
Speak, girl,
what,
preach.
well,
Talk to
100%
me.
like walk away because if you're there, right, and the woman knows that they want to be with this man for the rest of their life, but the man is given that hesitation, why the hell are you still waiting? Walk away. Don't stay there because it
You
makes
love
no sense.
because you love him, because you think that one day he's gonna wake up,
But
Yeah.
at the
who
end
do
of the
you
day,
love
he's a
more?
good guy.
But who do you love more,
Not
yourself or that
not
person?
necessarily.
Ooh,
He
that
he
is a
cannot
good
be. Yeah, he
question.
cannot be a good guy because he could probably have all these red flags that you're choosing to ignore.
And we
And
do.
yeah,
We
no,
do.
100%. I am 100% at fault for that because that's what happened in my prior marriage. All these red flags, and I chose to ignore them because
Oh,
one,
I've
I'm
done
like,
that.
no, like he was there. I want to be with him. I want to try to make this work. And it's like, was it like 8 years I wasted in my life? I feel like
And
so.
that's the other thing. Like, I think a lot of us feel like time is an investment. And if you
Yes.
put in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, you're like, wait a minute, I can't walk away. I have all this time invested in the relationship. And then it's almost like that in a way makes us feel like, no, I have to make this work with this person.
Yeah. I mean, like my situation was different. Laura, I don't know if you've ever had a situation that you've been with a man for that long, but with me, I had kids.
Okay.
And it was
Then
funny because there was two reasons. It was one, I did put all this time and investment, but then I have four kids. And I had my first one when I was 18 by a different man, and then I had three with my ex-husband. And so my thing was like, two baby daddies, two baby daddies. I'm like, I can't have another baby daddy. So that was like the one thing in my head. And I'm like, I'm going to try to make it work. I'm going to try to do this. And it was a really it was a really toxic relationship. And I stayed because I was scared to be alone with my kids doing it by myself. So that was my reasoning. I don't know, Laura, if you've had.
I mean, when they're kids, it's again different,
it's
because
different.
you're
Yeah.
not just thinking about yourself anymore. You're thinking about them more than you think about yourself. I don't have kids, so I'm being selfish and I'm thinking about
And
myself.
you can be.
And you
Yeah,
should be.
you should be. Yeah.
You should
I like
be
that. You should be.
because you can invest time, and we do change in a relationship. Unfortunately, or fortunately, whatever you want to call it, we don't see it. Everybody around us sees it. So when you get to the point of that change that people tell you about and you don't see it, that's when you're losing yourself. And you should never lose yourself in marriage, relationship, whatever that is, because at the end of the day, you should love yourself more than you love that person. So if there's something that bothers you, that your gut's telling you is wrong, that's when you should walk away,
You
regardless what it
that's
is.
That's the one thing I learned the hard way. It's your intuition does not steer you wrong. That
Yeah.
No.
voice, that nagging inside that tells you this is wrong, it's wrong. Whether or
Yeah.
not you want to see it, that's a different story. So I'm
Yeah.
glad you mentioned that. So you've both been in long term relationships, and Laura, you're dating. Question for you: intellectual connection or physical sexual connection? Which is more important for
Oh,
you to have in your romantic relationship?
oh my God, you're so funny.
I
Um,
love this question.
Well, that's a valid question, girl. That's a valid question.
It
I
is.
say you have to turn me on up here to, get the
a
rest.
hundred
That's
percent, 100%. But if we're talking about relationship, then yes, of course. But if we're talking about having fun and enjoying ourselves, and kind of like figuring out who you are, I think I have to be attracted to you because we're not going to be reading books at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? Like we're just going to be
you're
doing
not gonna be having any deep
I
conversations,
can't.
right?
I
no. So it's like I need to be attracted to
She's
you
like, just give me your
personally.
body. I don't need your brain.
I mean, listen, brain is
Well,
important because, like you said, it turns you on. But also, it's it. I don't know.
she's
I'll just.
exploring a phase.
Listen. I am in my
I picked
exploration
up on
days
it now.
right now.
No, because I was so it's
Nothing
funny
wrong
that
with
she
that.
says that.
Nothing
Yeah,
wrong with
no,
that.
No, no,
nothing
no, 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 no,
wrong.
no. I am
And
all about it now. I'm all
there's
about
a
it now.
time
To
for
be honest with you.
everything. That's
Yeah.
what I say.
I have to be like, I have to be able to have a conversation with a person, and it could be about any topic.
Anything.
Like if I can't, if there's just dead silence and I'm like this is going nowhere. Like you could look good and everything, but if you can't fucking talk to me, like just go. I can't.
I've been
Yeah,
there
I
though.
mean,
Those are so awkward. They're just not
Really
good.
awkward. Yes.
no, listen,
Oh.
I started dating like again, like six, maybe a little bit, like 7, 8 months
Yeah.
ago now.
Yeah.
And I just did it because, to be honest, I saw my ex on a dating app and I was like, if he can do it, I can do it. You know, it's like when you feel guilty that you're going to do it, but you see the other person who's like, I'm going to do it because you're going to do it. And funny story, and you know this story. I went on 2 dates at 5 p.m. and 8 p.m. back to back. And I've never done this in my life. And people that know me are going to be shocked. I was like, I am on time schedule, so I'm going to put them in different town, but enough like 15 minutes drive. So if I'm late, I can make it work. And the first date was amazing. He was so intelligent, smart. We had a great conversation. We liked the same things. And I was really sad to end this date because I had a prior commitment for 8 p.m. So I made it to the 8 p.m. and he decided to go to a very busy bar close by. And it was the worst date I have ever been on my life. And it's just, there was no conversation, not judging him. Like he was telling me that he doesn't text me or we don't talk between our dates because if we meet in person, what are we going to talk about if we already talked about it in text? And I was like,
Oh.
I don't know. You
Oh.
can ask me how my day is.
That's
I don't
not good.
know. Just so I was so
That doesn't
bad.
sound like a good date.
No, it was just so bad. I was like finishing my
Oh,
drink as soon
that's
as I
not.
can and leave, and I have never seen him. I mean, this is just part of the story because it gets better,
Oh yeah.
but I have not responded. I have not heard from him, and I'm gonna leave him be and
Let him
enjoy
be.
his
Yes.
time.
Yes. We
Yeah,
don't need him.
I think I think that's a good idea. So, as I hope he's not listening. As women, we are
Cheers.
taught to
Yes.
sacrifice for love. What is the one thing you will never sacrifice for love?
Myself.
Yeah, that's my answer
Ooh,
too.
I
Yeah.
did it.
that make
I
that makes three of us.
Yeah, I did it. I don't know for how long. And I kind of did it a little bit starting my relationship now, but funny enough, I found myself through this relationship. So it's yeah,
Mm.
it was like such a weird thing for me because I'm like I always give myself up for a relationship. And in this one, I kind of taught myself how to be a little bit more selfish and it was okay for me to be a little bit more selfish.
I love that. And I relate because when I was married, I remember my identity, it was almost like I got so lost in the role of, mom, wife, like everyone got a piece of me and I it just came to a point where I didn't know who I was anymore. And I think a lot of women go through that. They lose their identity in relationships.
It's scary to be honest because when I did leave my ex, I I was scared aside from the kids, but I was scared because I didn't know who I was. And I had to try to find myself. And that was the scariest part. But the funniest part was when I realized I was going to be okay, was when I was able to eat by myself at a restaurant. And I
Yes,
was like, yeah, I was like, I don't
dating
know why
yourself.
I
Oh,
never
I
did
love
it.
that.
Yes. I was
I
like,
did it for the first time like last week.
Yeah,
I was like, I
Never done
never
I
this
know
before.
love
why I
it.
didn't do it. Yeah.
I love it. Like I remember I would go out to restaurants by myself. I went to the movies by myself. What else did I do? And then I just started doing different activities to figure out what I liked and what I didn't like because I really didn't know, when you're married or when you're in a long-term relationship, his friends are your friends. You usually eat the same things and it's like
Yeah.
you become a unit. So when you remove yourself from those situations, it's really painful and you have to figure out who you are on your own. And that's hard, especially the more time you spend in a relationship. And
Hmm.
it's so common. It's so common. We may not talk about it, but it's very common. And I think as you get older, it's harder to tolerate that.
Oh
Like
yeah.
when you go into a new relationship, for
Yeah,
sure.
no, it is 100%. It's like, I'm sorry, I don't know who I am, but bear with me. Thank you.
Well, let's put it that way. If you don't know who you are, you shouldn't be in a relationship.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
I agree.
I didn't plan this relationship at all. I think I was a year and a half away from my ex, and I'm like, you know what? I just want to fuck. I just need a fuck buddy. I was like, I don't want anything else. I don't want nobody else.
Wait, but wait, but you married this guy? Or you're marrying this guy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Oh
So
man.
that's the
That's
funny thing is when I when I saw him, I was like, oh, he could be a good fuck. Like, why not? And
so
then the
you
funny thing is, like, that's all I thought about in the beginning. But then I started to get to know him.
you got 2
We
for 1,
actually,
man.
oh, 100%. I like literally won the lottery. Because I mean, beside him being amazing, um, up here, also down there too. So
There you
I don't need to know that
go.
many
See,
details.
but that is you struck gold because that does not happen all the time.
and you know, the funny part is we went to the same high school. We knew a lot of the same people and we
Wow.
never met until now. That's the funny part.
That's
I'm like,
funny.
I don't even know when our paths would have crossed, but it's ironic.
Wow. Well, life is funny like that.
Yeah.
So we've talked about relationships a lot. Do you know what your love language is when expressing love? You've read
A
about
hundred.
this, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And it's funny in the relationship because I feel like you need to learn each other's love languages and
Well,
understand them,
Ash,
so you
you
don't
got
get
ahead of me, so
angry.
I'll ask both. Do you know what your love language is when expressing, and what is your preference from your partner?
I'm a gift giver, and I don't mean like the
What,
most.
girl?
I'm the gift. No.
Okay, if you're the gift, then I understand.
That's
Unless
me.
you're a sugar
No,
mama, I don't know.
I
I'm
don't
just
mean it
saying,
that
I'm not
way.
judging. I'm not
But if
judging. I'm not
anyone's
judging.
looking for one, let me know. No, I'm kidding. Um,
Hey, your
no, I
parents might
love
be
giving
listening.
gifts. They don't understand English, so we're fine. We're fine. No, I don't mean it as a huge elaborate gift. If I'm in a grocery store or in a mall and I see something that you would enjoy, I'm gonna get it for you. And
Ah,
it can be chocolate or it can be, I don't know, a new phone case. I don't, making small.
okay.
It's a small gesture, but that's something that I know that I I can do. And if I think about you when I'm going somewhere and I get you something, I care about you. That's how
Oh,
I
wow.
put it.
Okay.
And it can be whatever it is. I don't know, something for the house. It doesn't matter. But
Okay.
you're gonna laugh at it, obviously. But I cannot stand touch. Don't touch me. Don't hug me. And I've been this for years.
Forever.
And I don't. If you're sitting too
Wow.
close to me, I don't like it.
I don't think
Oh,
So
we
you'd
even
hate
hugged for
you
a
you
while.
would hate me then, because I am all about affection. I'm
no,
like,
this
I want
is
hugs.
me, I'd say a couple of years ago. Like definitely when we first met, that's how I was.
Oh yeah, when I first
And
met her, it's like,
I had to learn that was my ex's love language. He needed to touch me, he needed a hug, he needed a kiss and stuff. And I kind of, I'd say, turned into a little butterfly of that sort. So I'm better with
Mm,
it. But I think, like I said, you need to understand somebody else's love language. You
absolutely.
know,
Yeah, for sure.
I'd love if you went to, I don't know, the store and got me something small, and that would be your love language. It doesn't have to be, but it will be mine. And we just need to kind of,
Ah.
I think, understand it in a
But it's
way.
good that you
So,
know that. How about you, Evelyn?
yeah,
so I think,
I
I
think.
think. Okay, let's start
okay,
there.
well, because I think that I've learned that my love language is being like sexually affectionate with me. Um,
Mhm.
Because before, like, I was like, Laura, I would be like, oh, if you get me something, like, I know you're thinking about me. But as time has progressed and as I've gotten to know myself better, I'm just like, yeah, like, I need you, like, your hands all over me. Like, I need to know that you want me because that's what gets me like, oh shit, like
He
I'm
loves
wanted,
me.
you know?
He's into me. He loves me. He's
Yeah,
into me.
yeah.
Wow.
It's funny. Yeah, it's so
Okay.
funny.
Yeah, but
So
how
I
about
think
when
that
you have wait, but how about when you have an argument or a fight? Like,
I, I still want them. Like I tell my partner all the time. I'm like, if I'm mad at you, it doesn't mean that I don't love you. I'm like, but don't not say anything to me. Like, talk to me. Like, hug me, kiss me. Like, do this stuff, and I'll start to soften up. Like, I'm like, I know I get a little scary when I'm mad, but I'm like, but
you're
if you're
Latina.
there,
Wait, you're
yeah,
what's your background?
Salvadorian.
Yeah, well, Latinas, yeah.
So I'm like, just tell me like, oh, I love you, like come give me a hug. Because like I'll probably side eye you, but I'll be like, okay, like he's trying.
If you don't
Oh,
do it,
wow,
it's
dude,
even worse.
that sounds so complicated right now. I'm imagining it. I'm like, "Wait a minute. We're having a fight. She's mad at me, but she wants me to try and rub up on her? I don't
I,
know."
I I tell my partner all the time. I'm like, look, just I'm like, I know I'm scary, but just come. I'm like, trust me,
That
it
sounds
will
very
work.
complex. That sounds
It's
very
very,
complex.
he's so patient. Like
Oh,
seriously, he's the best.
Oh,
He's really patient.
I'd ditch her by now.
Yeah.
It's it's funny because we talk every day and send each other voice notes and all that, and you can tell like she when she's angry, and she gets even angrier. I'd say if you don't do it, she's like, oh, I'm so mad, but he didn't hug me and he didn't kiss me. I'm like, yeah,
oh,
it looks like you're about to
wow.
kill him.
That
Of course
just
he didn't do it.
blew my mind. Blew my mind.
I
That's
know, but
interesting.
I
Okay.
tell him like I think that's the one important thing, right? Is communication. And I tell him I'm like I know that I'm like this, but if you do this, trust me, it's going to work. And like I think
You're
that's what
giving
happened
him
like
the
last
king
week.
you're giving him the
Yeah.
key to the kingdom.
Yeah, that's where I last week I was like so upset and I was telling her I was like I can't believe this. I was like this is some bullshit. I'm like better shit, right? And then I think it was like Tuesday or something. Like I look at him and I'm like still going, right? Still throwing darts. And he's just so patient. He just looks at me. He just like literally like grabs me and he starts hugging me. And I'm like, okay.
Yeah, he's a very patient man
Yeah.
Man,
for
He is.
bless
sure.
him. That's yeah, that's gold right there.
Yeah.
So, and I did ask I ask you what wouldn't you sacrifice? Now I want to know what is one thing that you will never tolerate in a relationship no matter how much you love this person? And we all have that one thing. For me is do not physically or like verbally any abuse I will absolutely I don't care how amazing you are. I will not. Absolutely not.
I have to agree with you. Physical or verbal
Yeah.
abuse, only because I've been through it in my past and I tolerate it for so much that now I'm like, no, like if you're gonna talk to me a certain type of and it goes not just for a partner, it's
Anyone.
anybody. Yeah,
Anybody. Yeah.
anybody that talks to me a certain way that makes me feel like I'm being put down, I'm like, no, I'm not taking it.
I
Yeah,
think
I'm
that's
gonna
like
go
one of
smaller a little and say lying. Don't.
Lying.
Why are you lying?
lying. A
Yeah.
lot well,
Yeah.
the problem is a lot of people lie. Now, when you say lie, do you mean like a real like cheating? Like cheating? Or do you mean like a white lie? Like, I was with my friends, but I was really, I don't know, at a bar drinking. Like like any
Now that
lie?
I think that's a stupid lie.
Well, first of all, why
That
would
gets
you
me more
lie
It
mad.
is
about
a
Yeah, it's
stupid
like that
lie.
would get me
But
more pissed
some
off.
men, no offense, but there are men out there who are not the brightest of the bunch.
Oh yeah.
Just saying.
Oh
uh,
yeah. Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm saying lying in
Not all
general.
men.
If you have to lie about being with your friends or being in the movies or whatever, then why are you with me? You should feel comfortable enough to do that. And my ex did it to me once, and I was on the phone with you, and he was like, "Oh, I'm going to play pool." I was like, "Okay, you can play pool," and I had his location, and I just didn't feel comfortable. I said,
Oh
I,
shit, wait. You had
"What
his
was going
location?
on?" We had hit our locations from since the
Hold on,
beginning
hold on.
of.
You no, backtrack a little bit. You had his location. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
We've had our locations since the beginning of the relationship, and it was more so for the purpose is just to have it. We weren't checking on each. I mean, I wasn't. I don't know about him as far as he know. I mean, as far as I know, he never did it. Um, but if something happened or he wasn't picking up the phone or I wasn't picking up the phone, we would just know where we were.
Okay.
So that one night I just got home from a bar, which he knew I was at, and he was supposed to be bowling with his friends. And he said, "Oh, I stopped to play pool because my brother told me that you are staying at the bar with the girls." And I said, "It doesn't matter if I'm staying out or not. You said you were on your way home. Number one, you decided to stop and play pool. Where did he stop playing pool?" Which I actually want somebody to answer this question because I still to this day don't know the difference. And I Googled his location because it obviously doesn't tell you where it is. And it was a gentleman's club.
Oh,
And it was on
that's
our
a
way
big
home.
lie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would message him. I'm like, "Where are you? Where are you?" He wouldn't reply. And that was my big thing in a relationship is it doesn't matter how angry you are at somebody or, what kind of argument you were in. Nobody sleeps on a couch. Like we are a team. We are together.
Yep.
And that night I slept on the couch. Um, because he came home and he was trying to explain to me, and please somebody help me with that he wasn't at a strip club. He didn't look at women dancing naked. He was at the gentleman's club. For me,
Aren't
it's
they
the same
naked
thing.
there too?
Apparently, they just
Yeah, it's the
serve
same
you drinks, and if
thing.
you want to dance, you have to go to a separate room. That was his explanation. I was like,
Wow. Did you get rid of
Yeah.
him? You're not with him
not then,
anymore.
not then. I'm not with him
Okay.
anymore, but
Okay.
obviously we aren't. But it's more of like I didn't understand why he lied. I said, "There's so many places to play pool in. You are a taken man, and if you want to dance, just tell me." You know what I'm saying? It didn't make sense that he lied, and he freaked out, and then he got mad at me that I slept on a couch. But I think if you're lying to me, we're not having this conversation. And she told me that she's like, "You need to make a decision about how you're gonna. It doesn't matter where he was. I don't care. If he told me straightforward, would have been a different story. But it was the lying part that I couldn't
Yeah,
stand.
lies are I don't know, they're just I think they destroy relationships. I think if you respect a person enough, tell them the truth. Like my mom would always say, like, kill me with the truth, but just tell me how it is. So
Yeah.
no, I get you. Um, so question for you. What do you do if an ex texts you hello? How have you been? What's up? How you doing? You're in a committed relationship. Do you A, ignore the text or B, hello back?
Ignore.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I'm so
just
curious.
I can't. I I can't
it's
because
you're
it's
opening a Pandora's box.
yeah, and like the thing is, they're an ex for a reason. So I actually had to learn that the hard way was that because they were my comfort zone, right? I knew who they were, so I would always go back. Whether if it was just to fuck or to talk or whatever, right? So when I was kind of changing everything up and I had moved back from North Carolina back to Jersey, I was like, you know what? I am not talking to anybody from my past because it's a pattern that I'm repeating. And one of my good friends who passed away, oh, rest in peace. Um, we've known each other since high school, and he was hitting me up, and I'm just like I love you, but I can't do it anymore. I can't. It just it's not that it was toxic, but it just I felt like it pulled me back. I was trying to push myself
That's
forward, but
toxic, girl.
opening that back, yeah, like it was pulling me back. I can't do it.
I'm just
And
curious.
okay, but wait, I have a question for you, Laura. So let's say you're in a committed relationship and you say hello back. Do you consider that cheating? You're
No,
talking to an ex, no?
No,
no, you're
no,
you're talking, but there's no emotion
yeah,
But
no.
involved.
how
You
about if your
know,
boyfriend did it? That's still not cheating. Talking to an ex.
no,
No?
I mean,
Okay.
if you're gonna decide to go out for coffee, then it's a different story. Then we're getting somewhere. But if this is what I believe in, and
I
this
have
is
a
what I
different opinion.
learned. We are so
I don't
different. It's
know. I
crazy
don't
we're
know. If
friends.
I
I'll tell
catch
you
you
that.
talking to your ex, I don't know.
Oh, she'd
Well,
probably
I'm
kill me before
Dominican,
I kill
so
myself.
Oh, you're Dominican. Oh, my
ah.
babies are half Dominican. So, yeah.
Listen, I believe in good spirits, and if somebody reaches out to you, it obviously depends what it is for. There is a reason, and I believe in being friends with everyone. I know that I'm probably not right, and I'm not talking
No,
just about
whatever
exes.
is right for you and it feels right for you, then
I mean, it
I,
also depends how you left the relationship and stuff. If somebody's abusive and stuff, then it's a different story. But if it's mutual breakup, then it's also a different story. I always will wish my exes the best because
No.
I'm
she's calling your shit out right now.
I
I don't wish that ex the best. Fuck him.
I do because I'm
So
just not the
wait, so
person
let me
for
ask.
somebody else.
Now that we're talking about exes, do you follow exes on social media? Do you think that's appropriate? Oh, look. Oh, I saw your face. Do you?
Oh my god.
Do you?
Not all of them. Not all of them. Not
Not
all of
all of them.
them. Um
Wait, hold on. Do you consider guys that you fucked technically an ex?
no.
Well,
Okay.
I was actually, you know what? I've asked my friends that question, but I'm gonna ask
Okay.
because you've both used that word. Do you think fuck and making love are the same thing, or is two
No.
different things?
Two different things.
I never
Uh,
said that. I never used that word.
I've used the word.
okay, sorry. Evelyn has used the word several times now, so I figure why not
I
just
just enjoy having
go out
fun.
on a limb and ask her. Okay, Evelyn, the question is for you.
Yeah, no, there are two different things. For me, if you're fucking, like, you're literally just getting down to the business, you're getting dirty, you're doing it as much as
It's a
you are
physical
comfortable
it's
with.
just
Yes.
like, okay, got
Yeah.
it.
But if you're making love, there is a completely different connection. Like with my partner, I can actually do both, right? Um, I feel with most of
You
my
did call him a fuck
relationships,
buddy too, so I just
I mean, and he knows it. I've told him from the beginning. I was like, I'm looking for a fuck buddy. But but no,
but
yeah,
now
like
you make love to him because you have a different connection.
Depends on the day.
yeah, it depends on
It
the day.
depends
We
on the
still fuck.
day. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
man,
100%.
oh damn. Okay. All right.
It's funny she's saying it because this is crazy, but I was so different before I met her. I was the pure
I thought she
vanilla.
was the quiet one when I met her. I was like, "Oh my god, she's so sweet." I thought you were the troublemaker, and
Oh
I
my
don't
god,
think that
no!
anymore. Now I get it. Now I
I
get it.
actually
Okay.
discovered myself because of her, and I think that's how we learn about ourselves a lot in this friendship.
Oh
That's how
yeah,
I would put it. And
100%.
there's a lot of
Oh,
things
wow.
like toxic relationships and
That's kind of how we bonded was
yeah,
through our
trauma.
yeah, through our trauma. And then it's it was funny because we were talking about this a little bit ago that nobody ever talks about the friends we make when we're adults. And I was telling her like her friendship, I value it so much because she's taught me a lot of things that I never even thought about, and about myself personally too. So it's like we're our yin to our yang, pretty much.
Yeah, and it's the same. It's the
Oh.
same for me. I've been emotional in the last couple of days, so I'm trying not to cry. Um, but she opened me up a lot, and like I don't know, can we say like even like she's like, oh, I'm going to poop, and I'm like, I don't need to know that. Like, I don't think we're there yet.
Oh my god.
So she opened
You're
me
not real friends
up.
if you don't talk about your bowel movements.
I'm still not. I'm still not there about
Talk
FaceTiming
about
while we're in
trauma
the
bonding.
bathroom.
Holy shit.
Yeah, we went from trauma bonding to bowel movement bonding.
Okay, turning the
That's
page.
how you know real friends. No, but what I was going to say is that for me, sex previously to meeting her was very pure, and you just do it with people that you have feelings for, and all of that. And it still is, like, don't get me wrong, but there's also times, and this is what I've been discovering now, that if I want to do it, I'm gonna do it. And I'm just gonna meet you, where we can be friends, we can have fun. And if you want to do it with somebody else, and I'm gonna do it with somebody else the same week, let's do it. Obviously be safe,
Yeah.
Right.
but it doesn't matter. It doesn't um define who you are. You're just a person, and we all have needs. We all want to have fun, and we want to do what we want to do. So that's what I learned because of her. And I think a woman in general has an issue understanding it, because we are, and obviously it also depends on the culture. One
Yeah.
culture is different than
Yeah.
the other. I come from a Polish culture. We are very closed off, and we don't talk about things. And when I met her first, I'm like, why are you telling me this? Like, this is just weird. Like, we don't talk about this. And then slowly I started coming out of my shell, and now I'm loving it. Like, I am loving this situation and this friendship as
Okay.
well, kind of.
I
I'm so
the
proud.
you could that no well, you've taught her well. And
You're
I don't
welcome.
Thanks.
I like I think it's more of a stigma. I feel like men
Yes.
have been doing this what forever. So
Hmm.
for women, it's that mentality. Like you're supposed to have one partner, only have sex with one person, and actually this leads me up to my next question. So we're talking about having different experiences. And I wanted to ask you if your partner, this is all tied to that
Okay.
topic. If your partner asks, how many, what's your body count? How many partners have you had? Should you be completely honest or lie to him or her?
Oh, I like it. Um,
Well, I mean, it's a fair question
It
because
is
because
100%.
the higher our body count, the more of a slut we are, according to society. So I'm just wondering, would you be honest or would you lower that number if it was?
I think you should answer first.
Well, we've kind of sort of tiptoed around it, but at the end of the day, we don't care what our body count is. So if it were to be anybody else that I would feel is more like conservative, I'd be like, why does it matter? Like, I'm with you, you know? But if they're even questioning my body count, then that wouldn't even be somebody I would entertain, because while I have a past, that past shouldn't matter. You know, I'm here with you. You're the person that I want to be with. And fortunately for me, my fiance is not that way. So, and the same thing goes with me, because my body count can be extremely large or it can be extremely short, but we just don't, like, we don't care. At the end
Okay.
of the day, like, we're present, we're here, it's us.
And it's also that good because somebody else taught me that. So
That
It's
lot of
healthy. It's
practice.
healthy. It's healthy.
It is
That's how
healthy.
that's how you learn what you like. It's
it's
healthy.
better
Yes.
than the gym to burn calories. Let's be honest.
Girl, the endorphins that are released. Oh my gosh.
Endorphins are amazing.
Okay. What's worse, physical or emotional cheating?
Emotional.
Mm.
Ooh. That's funny. I had a friend of yours on the podcast and I asked him that same question.
What did he say?
You'll have to listen to the episode.
I can't wait. Or I'll ask him myself. No, I'm kidding.
Or you can ask him
Oh
yourself.
my God. There you go.
Okay, Laura, for you, what's worse?
Yes.
Emotional?
Oh, I'm gonna go emotional. Yeah, because like we said before, the as she says, fucking,
Fucking.
um, doesn't really consider a lot of
Listen, I
emotion
think
unless you
that
fall in
I
love.
think that's the first time the word has been used on the podcast.
I know, she.
I
Oh,
purposely
really?
did it.
No, just kidding, just messing with you.
No, I mean, it's the deed. It doesn't really matter. But if If I invest my time in texting good morning beautiful or good morning handsome or whatever, like I'm thinking about you more. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
It's
Okay.
I feel like it's a much deeper connection
Yeah.
than if you're literally just
Absolutely.
gonna have sex with somebody. Like I think
Absolutely.
that's something I can probably get over. Like it will suck, but if you have this emotional connection, all the like acaricias that you're doing to me, you're doing it to this other person. And
Yeah.
it's like, no, I can't have it.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I agree. So one of the things that I like to do when we're wrapping up the interview is do a word association. So basically, I'm going to say four words to you, and you're going to tell me the first thing you think of. Don't overthink it. Just say the first word. Who wants to go first?
Well, I actually have a question for you. Do you think, yeah, we're gonna play that game
Yeah, we
too.
have questions.
No, but mine is because we didn't talk about it, and I think not a lot of women, but women probably have it. If you have somebody that you are with, and you can be the other woman or you can be the partner, and you find out there is another woman or somebody that this partner of yours is with, do you think you have like you should message or inform that other person that he is cheating on you or having another relationship? Like, do you think as a woman, it's your job to let the other woman know?
Ah, shit. That is a deep question.
I know.
That's a good one. I don't know what I would do.
I don't think that's on me to give that information to anyone.
Okay. You don't think that as a woman you have the obligation to.
Oh my god. I'm all about women empowerment. I'm a girl's girl, but I just don't feel that's my place. Damn, that question sucks. That question
Like
is
if I
awful.
so for me, if it was her and I knew her man was cheating on her, I'd be like, listen, Laura, you need to do something. But if it was somebody else,
No, no,
Oh
no.
my
I'm saying
god.
if I'm dating someone,
Okay,
I'm
you're
dating
okay.
someone, and I am finding out that there's another woman in his life that he is either engaged to, married to, dating, whatever the hell he's doing, and I know there is because
That
I'm
he's messing
finding
around.
out, do I tell her that
oh
he is living a
Oh.
double life, or do I let it be
Well,
and
no,
let
you gotta
her?
let it be. I say let it be because I feel like even if you were to tell her, she's still probably gonna continue to be with him.
damn, I'm stuck. That's a I don't think I could do that. I don't you're basically I'd be blowing up someone's life, and I don't know if I have the heart to do that.
Okay.
I think I think karma's a bitch, and eventually she would find out, but I blowing up someone's life, I don't know if I have the courage to do that. I
No,
don't
I
know.
respect that. I
I
respect
don't
that.
know if I could do that. Damn, that question sucked. That question
You
I
can use
it
it
was
for the future.
no, it was a really good question, but ooh, that was hard.
Yeah, that was a hard one.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. I don't know. That hit me. And you know why it hit me? Because I did date someone in some point in my life who led a double life and I had no idea.
Oh
See, I
So,
did, and I had an
no.
idea. That's why I'm asking.
yeah, I don't know. I couldn't. No. And I didn't say
No,
anything. I could it's not no, I can't. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I don't feel like it'd be my place.
Oof, man.
you can first
Whew.
with the words, or you can go first with the word association.
Now that she totally ripped my heart apart. What the
I know,
heck?
right?
What? I wasn't waiting for that one. Thank you very much.
You're
Holy
more than
shit.
That was a
welcome.
good one.
I hope
Anytime.
that was hard. That was so hard. Oof, that scarred me. Thank you very much.
I'm
Um,
sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
Oh
okay,
my
Evelyn. First thing that you think of.
god. Okay,
Ready?
I think so.
Love,
Commitment,
life,
Having fun.
Soulmate.
Sun.
Wow. Fuck. It's your word.
Bomb ass sex.
Preach.
I don't think I've ever said that word on the
What is
podcast.
it? Getting flipped like a pretzel. What? Hold it like a pretzel.
Oh gosh. Okay. Laura, are you ready?
Yes, hit me.
Sex.
Good time.
I'm sorry. Marriage.
Love.
What was that?
Love.
Oh, forever.
Always.
Love.
You asked for love. It was
I
marriage.
did? I said love?
Yeah,
You sure?
I am 100% positive.
Okay. Um Bestie.
I'm gonna say Evelyn.
I knew you were gonna say that. That was such a setup.
I know.
Oh gosh. I could
Imagine I
feel
said
all the
someone else's
I
name.
know. I'd be like,
I
what?
know.
You're
I'm
cheating
like,
on me?
I'm like, why is she taking so long? I know she's gonna say Evelyn. You could tell. You could feel the energy.
You can feel it.
Okay. So before we go, I like to leave our community with some sort of mantra, quote, advice, something that's going to help them or inspire them. So, my question for each of you is, what is your best advice for anyone who is in a toxic relationship? And I know you both know what that's about, and I know what that's about.
You can go first if you want.
Me? um, I would say the best advice would be trying to find those that give you that light and that strength to pull you away from pretty much yourself.
Mm. Community, you need that. You can't do it alone. I think it's really, I mean, you could do anything, but I think doing detaching yourself from toxic situations on your own, I think it's hard because at the end of the day, what you want is support, right? What you want is people that care about you and that can, um, sort of help you out of whatever shitty well you're in. And I've been there, so
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
And I think it's important that others don't just say, why don't you just leave? Like I feel like it's
You
just
hear that all the time,
very,
right?
yeah, it's like kind of condescending in a way because they're not in your shoes to understand. So if you know somebody that is in a toxic relationship, just be there and support them because the more support you give, that's the strength that they're getting. And it gives them that much more to actually pull away because
Listen to them. That's what it
yeah,
is.
just
Yeah.
listen, but don't give
Don't
them the advice
judge.
of
Yeah.
yeah, don't say just leave. Why are you still there? He's not treating like that's not gonna help. That's what happened with me, and I had to explain that to my community and let them know you saying this just pushed me further away. Like it took me years to build that strength up and be like, I'm done.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing that.
I'd say
Laura?
you're strong. You're stronger than you think, and you will go through it, and you will come out stronger, because life gives us lessons, and regardless what lesson it is, we are learning from experiences, past relationships, and toxicity. And that toxic environment, if we become free from it, it shows us what we are not going to let anyone else do to us. So it builds us and our strength, and we are becoming stronger than we think, and we will never say sure, do whatever to me. We're going to say, no, no, I'm not doing this. I love myself. And that's what it is. It's you're stronger than you think. And you can do it. And yes, community is important, but you need to understand that you've got this. You can, you
I
can do it.
love that. Thank you guys so much for being here and just being like badass bitches, man. You guys
Oh,
you guys
anytime.
you guys
Yes.
keep it real, and I love that, and that's what I liked about you when I met you. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Evelyn, congratulations. I can't wait to see
Thank
your
you.
pictures. This
Yes,
spring.
you'll definitely see them.
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I'm sure I will. And Laura, what do you have coming up?
I am moving to Europe in the beginning of the year. And
Is it a good place? Is it a good place?
I don't know yet. I'm going back to see my family first, and then we'll go from there. I will definitely be back for the wedding for sure, and then we'll
Oh,
see. But I'm going to travel, and I'm
love
going to South
that.
Africa next year, which I'm super
Wow.
stoked and excited about. And
Man, you're living your
um,
life. I love it.
I am
Yes,
living every single
Look at
moment
that.
of
I
You
it.
love
inspired
it.
her. You
I
inspired
love it
her.
for her. Like,
I
oh,
needed it. I
Just
needed
make
it.
sure you send her emails and send put stuff on Instagram so Evelyn can see it.
everything. Yes.
Yeah, I think it's just about after you come out of a relationship, and this is for everyone, be single, enjoy your time, find yourself.
Yes.
Don't go from one man or one woman to another. There's no point out of it. Learn a lesson and see how you are without somebody being in your life. And I'm not talking
Well,
about
I
best
think
friend, and I'm not
No.
talking about parents. I'm talking about you finding yourself and loving yourself and enjoying yourself. I have never done more stuff in my life than I did for the last 6 months, alone
wow.
or with her
I've
or
been
with
on the
somebody else.
ride.
But I mean, that's how we met,
Yes.
and meeting people and
Oh,
just
I love
having
that.
fun.
I
That's
love
what it's all
that.
about.
That is
Yeah.
amazing. Well, I wish you luck. We will stay connected on Instagram, so I want to see all the pictures.
Of course,
Yes.
anytime. Thank you again so much as well
And
for
Yes.
giving
thank
us this
you.
platform. It was so
Thank you
nice
both.
meeting you.
Same. And thank you guys for joining me on this ladies' night champagne edition of 20 Questions with AW. I will speak to you soon.
Bye.